chat. Hitting all these buttons, setting everything up. A random live stream on a Thursday afternoon, 3:41 p.m. Eastern time. Why not, right? Drinking some coffee before work. I figured now's a good time. Catch up with everybody. And now everything is set up and we just wait for people. A little coffee. See if anyone's around. Everybody's probably still working. Welcome, first person. Good to see you. Always good to know at least somebody's on, right? R. Guzman, good afternoon to you as well, good sir. Doug, how you doing, buddy? Eric, how's it going? John, hello. Xavier, how you doing? Ricardo, first timer, welcome aboard, my friend. Evan, unheard of timing. I like it. Exactly. Tukes, what's going on, pal? Daniel, good afternoon. 6-7, in the bar drinking. Be safe and enjoy. Eric says, Mark, how you doing? I'm doing well, buddy. Got work in a few hours, having a cup of coffee. Figured I'd have it with you guys. Dirty, what's going on? Tam says, snuck in bathroom at work to say, hey, we'll watch tonight. God bless you too, buddy. Be safe. Eric says, what are your thoughts on the Capstone? I like it. Yeah, so that has been a rumored trim for a while. It's like the highest level you could get of the Tundra as far as luxury. So it's kind of like the 1794 and the Platinum turned way up. So if you're into that kind of thing, awesome. There's a video circulating around for the last week or two. Somebody drove by a line of Tundras down, I guess, at the plant, and one of the first ones was that new trim. And it looks good. It looks good. It looks like, you know, it has that luxury truck look, King Ranch Ford F-150 style. You know, the big oversized wheels, a very clean front end. It actually had a lot less chrome on the outside than I thought it would. So not a bad looking truck. Not really for me. I don't like the over luxury trucks. I think the 1794 and the Platinum were good. I don't know how much more you'd want to do than that. Like, I don't know if they're going to do crazy things like massaging seats or anything like that, but we'll see. It's not going to be cheap. You'll have to let me know what you guys think about that one. Let's see. Tuke said, beautiful day in the Northeast. Absolutely. Yesterday was also a beautiful day. Played golf yesterday. I was getting to that point where, like, the first half of golf, you're wearing a long sleeve, and then, you know, all polo the rest of the way through. But it was a beautiful day, and today as well. What time is it where you are? I'm in Texas, 2:42. It is 3:42. An hour ahead of you, sir. Saul says, good afternoon. So ready to see these Tundra prices. That's got to become an ASAP. Jay says, what's up? When are they going to release the MSRP? So the truck is supposed to hit the lots in December. We're at late October. I would think, and this is a total guess, I have no knowledge of this, next week. It's got to be next week or the week after. I mean, how much longer are they going to wait? Anyone want to take any guesses on what some of the MSRPs will be? Jason says, Jason, new Tundra TRD Pro owner. Congratulations. What color did you get? Gotta love the TRD Pro. Kitch, what's going on, pal? Good to see you. Ricardo says, any tips on getting replacement plastic bushings for the Tundra tailgate? You could always go to places like Sparks Parts. Promo code TundraDude34 saves you 5%. If you email them, sales@sparksparts.com, they can hook you up with exactly what you need. They have every part available for the Tundra. And we're not just talking about the good stuff. We're talking about replacement parts like you need. And there's a bunch of websites out there like that. It's not just them. Look around through the, you know, the factory websites like that, and you'll be able to find what you need, probably pretty cheap. Olaf from SoCal, HRV, how you doing, pal? Tuke says, I'm getting emails from dealerships with their 2022 allocations. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? You going to buy? John says, sadly, unless they make the cab larger, especially more headroom, Capstone will be a non-issue. I hear that. Is it Capstone or Capestone? I don't know. I figured I'll just keep pronouncing it wrong until someone corrects me. Jason says Lunar Rock. Very nice. Gotta love the Lunar Rock. I actually saw yesterday coming home a Lunar Rock drive by me. That color's amazing, and that's the best part of that color and all of the TRD Pro colors. They really change the way they look in certain lights. So like my Army Green, it almost looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when the sun is directly hitting it. But, you know, when it's dark out, it's like a hunter green. I like it like that. Kitch says, do you think the price points are going to price some people out of the market for the Tundras? That's what happened with Ford. My hope My hope, we've heard the term game changer with this truck for a couple of years now. My hope is the game changer aspect will be keeping the MSRPs reasonably low, as close to the current gen as possible. Antonio says, hello from Salt Lake City, Tundra Dude, hometown SoCal. Let's leave Mark a big thumbs up for what he does for us. I appreciate you. It's what you guys do for me. You hang out on the live streams. Love it. Jared says, this one may finally get me out of my 2000. I'm not selling it, though. Keep it. Might as well, right? Richard says, hey, Mark, I hope they don't mark them up. I heard no markup in Texas. That's going to be the thing, my homework, we'll call it. When these trucks start to hit the lot, when the 2022s start to, populate all over the country, I'm going to find you guys the dealerships that aren't doing markups. I'm going to call and look all over the country to find you the dealerships that are going to hook you up. So bear with me. Evan says, just about to get to 1,000 miles on my new TRD Pro Lunar Rock, and I'm loving it more than I thought I would. Telling you, Lunar Rock all day, and the Pro is awesome. R. Guzman says, I think the TRD Pro 4x4 Solar Octane will be around 65 grand. You think I'm in the right ballpark? Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I was thinking, between 60 and 65. So like a $5,000 to $10,000 increase on what we have today. And of course, we're not talking chip shortage numbers or dealer markups, just straight up MSRP. Mig, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Took says, not buying, but nice to see they're on the way. It's Capstone, right? Capstone? Cool. The Nutty 0101 says, do you rust-proof your vehicle? Where do you go to get it done? And what do you use? Thanks. I do not rust-proof my vehicle, but you can go to any local performance shop or really any local mom and pop shop. A lot of them do that. So if you're into that kind of thing, go for it. I purposely don't rust-proof just to see how the Northeast roads will, with all the salt and the snow and all the crap we get up here, how the frame will be after a few winters. I always like to basically put Toyota to the test when it comes to that kind of stuff. But if I was keeping it long term and I wasn't doing a channel like this, rust-proofing is a very good idea. Ryan says, every trim needs color matching options like the SR5. No chrome. Agree. Very much agree. I mean, there are people who like chrome, and this is what I've been saying forever. Let's talk about the pinstripe. You guys know every time I walk these local dealerships, they really like to, put the pinstripe on the trucks. Instead of putting the pinstripe on the truck, don't put it on the truck, but give the option to the buyer. Would you like a pinstripe added? Because at that point, there are some people, and I know from talking to you guys as well, who will walk away from that truck because it has a pinstripe on it. If you walk up to a 2021 TRD Pro and Lunar Rock, beautiful, but if you saw a pinstripe, would you walk away? A lot of people do. Instead, and I understand, I know that's how they juice up the price a little bit, but I would still make it an option, not something so permanent. It's just me, though. Same thing with chrome. There should always be like a chrome option. A lot of brands out there actually offer like a blackout kit or something like that. So, yeah, Toyota needs to definitely go in that direction. It looks like they are starting to. Leonard says, I am liking the supersonic red on the 2022. Has that exact color been around for a while in all the vehicles? There's a lot of different reds as I drive around. I don't know, man. There's so many shades of red if you look at all the Toyota lineup. I'm sure it was on a Toyota vehicle, at another point or in another model. But I'm not sure. Richard says, anybody out there recommend a Texas dealer? Because California dealers are insane on the markups. Check out Fred Haas in the Houston area. Fred Haas. I know a salesman down there named Hector. Good dude. All right. It's a Tacoma on steroids. Yes, that's what everybody's saying. HRV says, my local dealer finally dropped the markups in an attempt to unload their 2021 Tundras and prep for the new 2022s. And that is what I will be keeping an eye on in my next couple weeks of doing the dealership walks to see if they actually lower their price a little bit, because some of the local dealers have some pretty hefty markups on their trucks. Took says, expect markups for another year, I think. Yeah, that's going to be, again, and that's what the dealer walks are all about, just to see if there's any, fluctuation and all that. But the chip shortage ain't going away anytime soon. And it's going to be really interesting to see how these 2022 Tundras come into the dealership, how many each dealership has. Does one area of the country have more than others? Things like that. And then, of course, the pricing. Dan says, hey, Mark, what site do you recommend to sell parts on the Tundra? I'm trying to sell the chrome grill, bulge, etc. on my new Tundra Limited 2021. I'm going to be honest with you, Dan. I'm old school. Anytime I've ever sold anything, it was always on eBay, but I haven't sold parts in a long time. My father does the Facebook marketplace when he tries to sell his stuff, but man, I was still doing the old school stuff. Craigslist was another one my father would use a lot. I was always eBay Motors, and I used to do a lot of selling and buying on eBay for NASCAR diecast. So, but it's been a long time. I don't even know if eBay is still the relevant way to go. Probably not. I'm behind in the times. Steve says, hello from crappy Illinois. All right, nice. Kit said that would be great. Less the markup, of course. Oh, yeah. Eric says, how does Inferno compare to Solar Octane? I mean, I would have to see them in person. To me, it looks like Solar Octane is a little brighter. In seeing Inferno a bunch of times, especially on the TRD Pro in 2015, it's kind of like every other TRD Pro color. It has a good shine to it, but it's muted at certain, it doesn't have like that metallic look to it. So like at certain angles and in certain lighting, it looks a little muted, the color, not so bright and shiny. I think it's more going to be like that. So Solar Octane looks very bright to me. So I'll have to see it in person before I make that call. But just from the pictures, that's what I'm going with. But I do like Solar Octane. Kitch said, just went over 2,000 miles on my Limited Midnight Black Nightshade. Love the TRD Pro exhaust. Can we take a time out? Everybody stop for a minute. Let's take our hats off. And let's just say we're going to miss you, TRD Dual Exhaust. You've been great. You have the best sound available. We love you. We already miss you. Come back soon. Okay. With the death of the V8 means the death of the TRD Dual Exhaust. I don't know if they'll come out with something else called the TRD Dual Exhaust, but it ain't going to be like that. R. Guzman says, you're getting my last 15% of battery life for this live stream. Save your battery if you need to, buddy. You never know if you'll need it. Mark, have you seen the video of the secret Tundra? I've seen the video of the one everybody's talking about, where the person is going down the line of Tundras and you see the Capstone. John says, options should be available here in Canada. We are restricted compared to us. Okay. It seems like Canada is not getting a lot of this stuff that we've been talking about. A few Canadian viewers have actually contacted me after making a few videos. I made a video the other day on the Limited, and they're like, we don't get any of those options up here. So that's crazy to me because Canada usually has a really good display of some of the stuff on the Tundras. They get a lot. They get some stuff a little different than us. Their SR5 Crew Maxes have moonroofs. We don't have that in the US, things like that. Excuse me. I'm in shock, says Steve. My dealer just called and said they will replace my radio for the third time out of warranty on my 18 TRD double cab. Unbelievable. That's a good thing. Ernie says, need pricing on the new Tundra. Toyota's milking it way too long. Okay, yeah. Pricing is something I was hoping would definitely have come out by now, but I don't know. And this is the thing. I'm not Toyota in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not the one who makes the decisions. But I feel like pricing is hard to come out with because the market is so weird right now. So they might have had to go back to the drawing board a couple times because of what's going on in the market. They probably had like a price range a year ago, right? When they were first coming out with this stuff. And they probably had to adjust it a few times with everything that's going on. Because just look at all the fluctuation all over the place. MSRP on the sticker. Let's time out. Tell me if you agree with this. When you go to look, from buying cars all the years that a lot of us have, and you see the MSRP, the sticker price, and say that sticker price is $48,000, right? But there's a dealer markup sticker next to it that says, no, this truck is now $60,000, $12,000 dealer markup. The first thing, don't lie, the first thing we all do is we look at that sticker and we go, oh, no way, I'm not paying a markup, and you walk away. Now, for us, the consumer, we've always said to ourselves, we're never paying a markup. We're never paying sticker. We're going to get a deal. The problem is, because of supply and demand, maybe these vehicles do go up in value, but that sticker pushes a lot of people away. Now, Toyota may be trying to make it so they're adjusting their window stickers so the dealers don't have to put these massive markups on it to make sense in the supply and demand. You see what I'm saying? So if you walk up to a Tundra and that sticker back up, take away all your knowledge. If you walked up to a Tundra and that sticker said 59.5 and it was the window sticker, instantly you'd be like, all right, that's the price of the truck. But if you saw that side sticker, that's where everything changes. So who knows what Toyota has to do to adjust the pricing and everything, or they're just waiting. I don't know. That's my theory. Let me know what you think. By the way, how's the sound? Sound good? I always forget to ask that. No problem, Richard. Lucas, what's going on? Just got home. What's up, everybody? Masshole checking in. What's up with those Red Sox? Time to finish her up. Joseph says fluid film is great for rust prevention and it can be removed, whoops, with a power washer. It is not a permanent coating that traps moisture. That's a good thing. Took says my local dealership has 10 to 12 allocated, mostly SR5s, a couple 1794s. They sent me a list and asked if I wanted to claim one. Tempting, but no pro, no go. I like that. Jamie says, just got here. Welcome aboard. Hi, Jimmy. D. Johnson says, keeping my 2021. Have 2 more years on my lease, then we'll buy a new Tundra. It's a good way to be. Arham says, I heard the secret Tundra trim level will be called, yep, Capstone. Yep, that's it. Michael says, what's going on, Mark? You know, man, Zdeno Chara, he just doesn't have what he used to have. He's got the Islander uniform back on. I should be happy about that. I would have took him 10 years ago, though, just for the record. So thanks for your brewing. John says, any suggestions on how to replace the JBL and keep all the stuff like nav and safety stuff? I have no idea. That might take a reflash or a reprogram. Kitch says, have you heard anyone complaining about the sound of the JBL premium audio system? Sounds terrible. I've heard it has an Apple CarPlay issue. Thoughts? Are you talking about the current generation, Kitch? Because JBL sound system has always, I'll say this. A lot of people are disappointed in the JBL sound system in the Tundra that you get in some of the limiteds, and it's standard in, well, now, TRD Pro, 1794, and Platinum. It leaves a little bit to be desired. If the windows are up, this is what I always say, if the windows are up, it sounds great, sounds awesome. If the windows are down, it's not so good. But a lot of people aren't a big fan of that. As far as Apple CarPlay issues, I've never had an Apple CarPlay issue at all. So I will say that. But this is the truck that, the 2020 that I have, is the first truck that had Apple CarPlay compatibility. The other one was my 2017, and that did not yet. Ernie says, I'm praying the Louisiana Auto Show coming up, or you could be saying LA like Los Angeles. In November, we'll have the Tundra for display. I'm pretty sure it will. It seems like it's making its way around now. Steve says, all radios in Tundras from 14 and up suck. And it's funny because my wife has a TRD Off-Road Premium 4Runner, and that doesn't have like a JBL setup or anything, but the radio's amazing. Jimmy says, that's weird that the Tundra in Canada gets a sunroof. Why we don't? Canada is a different market. You know, their price points and interest from owners and buyers is a little bit different than the United States, so they do it that way. Jake, Strickland says, dealers in my area have not seen a lot of markups. Wilson, Rocky Mount, Greenville, Raleigh, North Carolina. So not a lot of markups. That's a good thing. It really depends on where you go. Steve says, can't wait to see how long my third radio lasts. So what happened to the radio? What's the issue you're having? Jake says, keep up the good content. You're the man, Jake. Hyper says, Canada Tundras are going to be different. I don't think different. I just think it sounds like it. I don't know the Canada specs yet, but it sounds like, you know, it's not different. It's just some things will be left off. You guys will get some stuff we won't, and vice versa. And that's how it is right now. Hopefully it lasts more than 16 months, says Steve. Yeah. I'll give you a for instance with the Canada and the United States differences in the Tundra. You guys, sorry about that, my alarm went off. You guys get the TRD Pro with blind spot monitoring, parking sensors, rear cross traffic alert in the current gen. We don't have that in our TRD Pros. You can't get that stuff on our TRD Pros. So it's a little bit different per market, you know, and that's just something to keep in mind. And that, you know, regions, different country, different expectations. They got to keep up with the market differently than the United States. It's just the way it is. I don't get it, but it's the way it is. Leonard says, my 2007 SR5 Tundra Crew Max has a sliding moonroof. Bought it in New Mexico. I like it. John says, less colors and less single options here in Canada. Hopefully that changes for you, John. But that might be the case, you know, in the beginning. Steve says, the radio was shot the first time. This time, right side button doesn't work. All of the radios are rebuilt. Amazing. Ernie says, are all options coming out with the pricing? Listen, I'm going to put it to you this way. Should all options come out with the pricing? Yes. Will they? I don't know. The way they've released this Tundra has been confusing to me. Now, for me, I'm trying to make content for you, right? So I'm trying to give you guys all the information on this new Tundra so you as a consumer can make the right decision and get what you want. Because my goal, I don't work for Toyota, but my goal is still that you guys buy a Tundra through information I give you on this channel and you're happy with your purchase. I want you guys to have a good time and enjoy your truck. But I am confused, so that means when I'm answering questions from you guys, I don't have all the answers. I've gone back and read the press release on this truck probably 7 times, literally paragraph to paragraph, to read everything about it so I could get as much knowledge on it as I can, and there's still a lot of stuff left out. So I'm learning as you're learning, and when I learn something, I give it to you on here or in a video. So bear with me. I'm very sorry about that. I have said in a couple videos that I wish Toyota would have released the Tundra the old school way with, you know, a higher up Toyota guy on a stage with the Tundra behind him on the, you know, Lazy Susan spinner and talking about all the specs on it. Just one of those really boring auto show releases, because then we would have got all the information. Now they kind of released it to content creators and journalists and stuff like that. And I feel like we kind of did the release for it, which is forward thinking, I guess, but I need more. I need more input because I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Tuke says, anyone else a bit disappointed in the 17 MPG City in the twin turbo? I know it's better than the V8, but not much. It would be around 19 City to beat Ford. I don't know how I feel about that yet. My mind is so on the hybrid, personally. I want the hybrid because that's the different new thing for Toyota. But yeah, I don't know. Lucas says the radio was shot. Oh man, can't say that, okay. Everyone read Lucas's comment. YouTube these days, you know? Eric says, why can't I get a Pro in Blizzard instead of plain white? I don't know, Eric. And I totally agree with you. Windchill Pearl is a beautiful, beautiful color, and I don't understand why it's not the TRD Pro white color. Because it's always, so they came out with Windchill Pearl this past year, right, for 2021, and it's only available in the upper trims, like 1794 and Platinum. I don't know why they wouldn't do it with the Pro. Steve says, the second radio kept my VHCD hostage. Van Halen, huh? Wait, which Van Halen, though? David Lee Roth? Hope so. Sammy? Sometimes. And the camera always worked, even if radio is dead. Steve says, Toyota Entune Panasonic return CD, and I drove with my boombox with batteries for 3 months. Unbelievable. That's awesome. Good way to be. Joel says, will these next gens have the adjustable headlights still? I certainly hope so. No one has talked about that yet. But I always felt like that was one thing that was available on the Tundra, excuse me, that was amazing and different from everybody else, especially when you're towing a trailer, right? And every time you tow a trailer, it pulls the rear of the truck back, and your headlights go up and blind everyone, but when you could adjust it with a simple, you know, scroll button like that, that's amazing. So I'll keep you updated on that. Hyper says, I wish Tundras came standard with body-colored color match handles, wheel wells like it's 2021. I agree. I very much agree. Let's see. Ernie says, YouTubers getting 19 to 20 MPGs on the new Tundras. They are running them pretty hard as well. Now, I want to see what the community will be getting over time, though. Like, when you go to a press event and you're driving the vehicle around, that's cool. But I want to see what the fuel mileage is in a year, 2 years, you know, 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles. As the truck gets a little bit older, how does the fuel mileage fluctuate? I mean, this is the first year of a next generation, so we kind of go from there, right? Let's see. I'm lost. All right. Now I get to take a sip of coffee here. So, where's everybody coming from today? Where are you in the world? If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. It's all Tundra talk here. That's all we usually do. We talk about the, you know, competitors, the GMCs, the Chevys, whatnot. But, you know, it's good to have you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you know every time I put up a video and a random live stream like this one. Woke up, I work overnight, drinking a little coffee, hanging out with you guys. Always a good time. And this channel is 100% in support of the military and emergency services of this great country and Canada. So thank you for everything you do every single day. You're heroes to us. I don't care what anyone says. Gotta love the military and emergency services. That's the way it goes. Major says, how you doing from Kansas? I'm doing well from New Jersey. Doing well. What's the temperature there in Kansas? Jimmy says Louisiana. Hyper says East Coast Canada. All right. Took says my deck in Massachusetts. Tundra says hello from North Carolina. How you doing, buddy? Ernie says from Los Angeles on my lunch. I like it. LA. Yeah, I guess 1 o'clock there, right? Jake says Vancouver, Canada. Kitch says I had a 2012 EcoBoost F-150 twin turbo V6. They advertised the same MPG as the new Tundra. I routinely got 17 MPG and drove a lot on the highway. Not worth the extra cost. Was an opinion, or excuse me, was an option then. Gotcha. Yeah, everyone likes the V8. Tony says Windsor, Virginia. How you doing? Mike says Jersey. Daniel says, what part of Jersey, Mike? Daniel says Jacksonville, Florida. I want to go to Disney World. Major says 57, sunny and windy. Jules says, do you know anything about the Tundra Capstone yet? The only thing I know is it's going to be the very, very top trim of the Tundra. Luxury all the way, you know, like step above the rest. So think platinum, 1794, and then steroids. So it's going to have the best of everything. I'm sure it will be very expensive. Can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm not interested personally just because I don't really want ultra luxury. I like the look of the TRD Pro in the next generation just because, you know, body color, everything. I just like the way they format the TRD Pro, even in the current gen. But it looks to be the extreme luxury edition of the next generation Tundra. Richard said Riverside, California, where NASCAR used to have their road course races way back in the day. Kitch says New Hampshire here. Anywhere near Loudon? Rick says Green Bay, Wisconsin, 46 degrees. Oof. All right, it's getting chilly out there. Major says just sold my 19 SR5 with $20,000 in upgrades. Waiting for this TRD Pro and Solar Octane. Fully loaded. I like it, buddy. Solar Octane's nice. It's a very nice color. Hyper says, I can't choose a color for the new Tundra. I always wanted a white one, but that Lunar Rock and green looks so good. Hard to choose. Got to go Lunar Rock. I think you'll be very happy with Lunar Rock. I remember when it first came out, I couldn't stand it. And then when I got a press vehicle and was able to be around the color a while in different lighting and everything, I fell in love with it. It's a great color. Absolutely great color. I don't know. It's tough. There's a lot of color options. But yeah, I don't know. Lunar's just so nice. Can't go wrong. There are a lot of people who hate Lunar, though, which blows my mind. M says, Southeast Wisconsin. Yep, first day of cooler temps. It's time for cooler temps, though, because I need people to not go golfing on Wednesdays. So once it gets cold, I got the course to myself. Took said, white TRD Pro looks awesome to me. Not sure why. It's got to be the red seats, which they call officially cockpit red is the interior color of the white TRD Pro Tundra. I don't know if you could get the black interior instead of the red. Probably. Eric says, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of many delicious beers. I like it. Wisconsin. Cheese and beer. It's a great state. Starting to feel awake now. That's a good thing. Took says, yeah, if I buy one in a couple years, I think it will be white. You can't go wrong. Did you know that white is the only color that's been available on the TRD Pro since its inception? Every other color has gone away, come back, blah, blah, blah. White every single model year. Oak Creek, Wisconsin. All right. I'm sorry, but I hate the red seats. Would love to see a blue interior. Oof, I think you're going to have to do your own, Lucas. If you want to see blue, that's going to be something you do after the fact with cat skins or something like that. By the way, make sure you watch my dealership walk video this Sunday. One of my viewers sent in a dealership walk where they are, and there was, oh man, it must have been about 25 Tundras on the lot. And all of them had some kind of after-the-fact upgrade done to them. I won't give away too much, but make sure you watch Sunday's dealership walk. I'll do my walk and then put his on the end, but it's very good and a lot of Tundras. So if you are looking for 2021, they are out there. Major says, oh, that TRD Pro in white with the red interior looks awesome. I agree. Andrew says, Mark, what's up? Finally got one of these again. How are you, my friend? Hey, how are you? I'm good. If you're good, I'm good. Took says, thoughts on the Toyota on the dash and the new Pro? Absolutely love it. That's my selling point. That made me want to buy it. I think it looks awesome. Tell me what you think. Strickland says, I heard there was a $16 charge for GPS for the Tundra. Could be. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Steve says, just drove from crappy Illinois to northern Wisconsin, and since my new TSB fuel pump was installed on my Flex, is averaging 18.6 to 19.3 mpg. Even did the math. I'm in shock. New fuel pump and radio. Happy now. It's the radio that gave you the MPG. Took says, definitely unique. I like it. Yeah, it's something different. It really did sell that interior to me a lot. Are you going to be waiting to get the Pro? I'll put it to you this way. Eventually, I'm going to make the announcement on officially what I'm doing. Crossing my T's and dotting my I's. One guarantee is I'm waiting for the hybrid. And the hybrid's not coming till March 2022. So as soon as I know officially what I'm doing, you'll know. Andrew says, recently got the TRD rear sway bar and exhaust put on the truck. Love the changes, just a lift and tires. And my 2021 is complete for now. I like it. It's coming. Hold on. Sneeze. Excuse me. Apologize. Ooh, I feel better now, though. M says, seems more and more I'm hearing on the upcoming Tundra Sequoia, might wait a few model years. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people like to wait a few model years before they buy a next generation, and that's perfectly fine. Sorry, I hit the screen. I swear the next mic I'm getting is going to be wireless. I'm going to get with the times. Got to go pick up my son from football. Have a great night. Tukes, be safe, be well. Hit him hard out there, bud. Lawrence said, have a 2021 Crew Max Limited still coming to my dealer. God bless the V8. The ultimate V8 is with a 10-speed with a 373 gear. Yeah, rear end. I wish Toyota would have kept the V8. It's true. A lot of people feel that way. I too feel that way. And I've made a video on this. I feel like they should have kept it for a few model years to kind of transition people from old to new. And I think that would have helped a lot. Lucas says, so many influencers said Toyota spell out on the dash of the Pro is tacky. I personally love it. Looking for a way to add it on another trim. I 100% love it. I don't know about tacky. I think it's unique. One of my gripes, I'll be honest with you, with the current gen TRD Pro is I feel like they haven't done enough to the interior to separate it from the rest of the pack. It says TRD Pro on the seats. There's a little red stitching here and there. But that Toyota, the heritage look like on the grill, oh, that's amazing. I disagree with the other influencers. I love it. Andrew says, I saw something that said 2025 is the Tundra refresh. Might have to get one then. Hey, we shall see. Daniel, we're already talking the refresh of the Tundra. Daniel says, if the Pro comes out in March, will that be a 2023? No, I don't think so. I think it'll still be a 2022, but who knows? Kitch says, bless you. Gotta go, my dude. Love the channel. Keep up the great content. Kitch, be safe, be well, my friend. Appreciate the God bless you. Bless you. Thank you. Whatever. On the V8, still don't understand why the engine from the upcoming Lexus IS wasn't an option. Not sure. I'm sure it has to do with budget. You got to remember, and a lot of us don't want to know this, but everything's changing right now as far as, you know, the emissions laws and EPA and stuff like that. And it's just going to be harder and harder to have V8s. So I think Toyota's like forward thinking here in going to the small displacement forced induction, the hybrid stuff like that, probably eventually be electric. They're just moving ahead quicker than the rest of the auto manufacturers. And I don't know necessarily if that's a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of you guys say it's a bad thing because you want the V8. Dirt Rider, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Steve says they should refresh all their radios. Rock and roll. March 2022, yes. Andrew says, any new news on the Capstone other than the 2-second shot in that one video? It's just all I know is it's going to be the ultimate luxury Tundra, the best of everything as far as luxury goes. It'll probably have like a super sweet interior, you know, with perforated, air-conditioned, cooled, heated seats. I keep saying, I've said this a few times in this video, think of the Platinum in 1794 on steroids. That's what I'm hearing. Do you know when the new 4Runner will come out and the new Tacoma as well? I think the 4Runner, I think the rumor was 2024. That's all a rumor. I'm not sure about the Tacoma, but that's going to be in the next couple model years as well. What are my thoughts on these two new vehicles? I love the current 4Runner, but again, this is the thing. I'm thinking of the new, or the 4Runner in general, as a consumer. Bulletproof, the thing could take a beating, you know, it's just, it's a truck that's an SUV. My wife, we own one. It's amazing. I love that vehicle so much. forward thinking wise, they're probably going to go, the direction of everything else. They're going to go to better fuel mileage. It'll probably be more like an actual mom and pop SUV versus a truck. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a wait and see game. I look forward to seeing that. Toyota knows what they have with the 4Runner as far as it's an off-road beast. A lot of off-road enthusiasts drive the thing, love the thing. So we shall see on that one. I look forward to that. Tacoma is the #1 selling midsize truck in America. Okay, they know what they have with that. I look forward to seeing what they do with the Tacoma. I like the current generation Toyota Tacoma, but I like the last one as well. So I don't know what else you could do with the truck, so I very much look forward. We have a lot of new contenders in the midsize markup since the last refresh. So they got the new Nissan Frontier, they got the Ford Ranger. There's a lot of stuff out there that's some stiff competition. I thought the Ford Ranger would be more of a competitor. Not so much per se. The Gladiator from Jeep, I expected more with that one too. So the Tacoma is still very much #1, but when you're #1, you want to stay #1. So you got to keep making changes, but you can't overchange the truck. You can't go in the wrong direction. So I look forward to that one as well. Would I buy a next generation Tacoma or 4Runner? I'd probably buy a next generation 4Runner because we're just always going to have a 4Runner, but I love that thing. Wilson, North Carolina, thank you, sir. Andrew says, what tires do you have on your 2020 now? The stock ones that came with it. What are they, the 275, 65, 18? Michelin's? Which, to be honest with you, if I was keeping the truck, if I knew I was keeping the truck long term, day 2 of ownership would have been a different tire. It's just, the tire does well. The Michelin LTX that's on there right now, it does really well, it performs well. It's missing that look for the Pro, in my opinion. Daniel says, will the 2022 Tacoma Pro color be the same as the 2022 Tundra Pro? Well, I think the Tacoma Special Pro color is that like lime green, lime rush. I don't remember what it's called. So it's different this year. So I'm not really sure on that one. Let's see. Rick says, love the 4Runner, but it needs an upgrade. Specifically in the transmission area, like an 8 or 10 speed to help with the mileage. Seems 50K-ish is high for old technology. I'll agree with you on that one, buddy. Totally agree. Antonio says, yeah, I'm biased towards Toyota, but in my opinion, the only truck that can compete with the Tacoma is the Gladiator. I don't know, man. That Gladiator needs some work. Oh, man. I totally lost my feed. Okay. Yeah, the Gladiator definitely needs some work. I'm disappointed in it. I don't know. I knew what it was going to be when it came out. I just didn't know so many people wouldn't buy them. I think the price is way too high on them. I'm sure you guys can agree. I saw a Gladiator in one of my walks recently. It was a Rubicon Gladiator, and they were asking like 60 grand for it. A sticker, not like dealer markup. I'm like, 60 grand? I don't know about that. What's the beverage of choice today? Coffee, water, Pepsi, or a brew? It's coffee, buddy. Just woke up, got to go to work tonight, so coffee today. Sorry, Jeep fans, but anything Jeep cannot be compared to Toyota. But at the same time, you got to give a lot of love to, the Wrangler. The Wrangler is a staple in the off-road community, and I like the idea of the Gladiator, but I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought the Gladiator would kind of be its own thing. When it came out and it was like a Wrangler with a bed, in one side I was like, oh, that's smart because Wrangler people will love this. But on the other end, it doesn't have its own identity. It's kind of like the Sequoia and the Tundra, right? The Sequoia is the SUV of the Tundra. It has the same stuff. I mean, it's the 07 to 13 look, but still, I think the next gen Sequoia will look just like today's Tundra. I like when they are more individualized as per model, but that's just me. Would I ever buy a Gladiator? Probably not, to be honest with you. I'd rather just a regular, Rubicon. Antonio says, your shirt, is it from Toyota Outfitters? Kind of reminds me like the Red Bull racing team from Formula One. I'm digging it. So it's actually Barstool Sports. This was Matt DiBenedetto in 2019. This was his sponsor. So this was from the Barstool Sports website. You could get these on NASCAR. If you guys like these NASCAR shirts I wear, this is like the uniform shirts, NASCAR.com has them for all the drivers. I have Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Matt DiBenedetto, another Matt DiBenedetto. Who else do I have? I have a few of them. Eric Jones, that's the other one. Antonio says it's not coffee unless you say it in a Boston accent. Coffee. Well, I see, then my New York accent comes out. I just want a cup of coffee. What are you guys, from Providence or something? What movie? What movie right there? Impress me. Major says, what do you think about that Ford Maverick hybrid? They claim 40 mpg, city 33 and 37 combined for work purposes. In my case, I put 250 miles every day. I think the Maverick is one of the smartest things ever. It's a very small pickup truck, very small. But it's specific to what you will need. If you need just a basic pickup truck frame to carry some stuff, but you still need that fuel mileage that has nothing to do with a pickup, so like car mileage, that's the way to go. I think that will be a big seller, but who knows? The market's a weird place right now. Everybody's buying in a pandemic type of way, as per the prices are so high, so there's not a lot of people buying right now, and those who are buying are trying to buy with a long-term thought. Instead of a lot of people just going to the dealership and kind of doing that impulse buy, that's not happening right now because the prices are so jacked up. So if somebody goes into a dealership and wants a Ranger and the Ranger's too jacked up, but when the Maverick's out there, the Maverick is sitting there, it's a little bit smaller, but it gives you great gas mileage, they may go to that direction. Who knows? It'll all be about the advertising. Advertising is the answer to a lot of these sales. I was hoping that the 2022 Tundra would have a little bit better of advertising, but that's just me. I've seen obviously the advertising with the Tundra here and there online and stuff like that, but as far as commercials go, not much. How long do you predict till Toyota goes full electric? 10 to 15 years. Full, like the entire lineup? I think 10 to 15 is a safe bet. Hey, Tim. How's it going, pal? Good to see you. Dude. Andrew says, as much as I want all things new, no truck payment sure is nice. Yeah, I mean, listen, payments suck. But if you want the new stuff, that's how you do it. But that's why Toyota Tundra has always been such a great thing, is say you bought a truck in, I don't know, 2008. There's a lot of folks that bought a 2008 Tundra that are still driving it today, payment free, and the truck is still tip top. So it really depends on the type of person you are. There's some people who like to get in and out of vehicles all the time. I'm slowly becoming the guy who's not that guy anymore. I used to love new cars, get them all the time, any chance I could. I'm good now. Like, I'll get the next generation Tundra, but after that, I'm done for a while. I don't know. There's just no need to keep getting new cars, in my opinion. But for the channel, I'll do what I got to do. But we shall see. So, you know, I don't know. Like this next Tundra I get, I want to keep for a long time because I want to do long-term testing on it. But I don't know what I'll do after that or when. It'll all depend on what Toyota does, if they come out with something insane. I do say that now, you're right. You're right. I don't know, man. But if it wasn't for the next generation, I'd be keeping this 2020. So that's the way it is. But yes, it does. I do say that now, and it could be completely different down the road. If Toyota did come out with something that was groundbreaking and different, or a must-have option, of course I would get it. And then I would totally tell you guys it's for the channel. I'd tell my wife that too. I forget where I was here. Okay. It's not an offer guy, but what they do not put 20s on the... Oh, why don't they put TRD or 20s on the Pro? Because the Pro is more of an off-road beast, so you want that sidewall. So the 18s make more sense for the sidewall of the tire. That's what I think. That's what I think. Antonio says, I have 32,000 miles on my 2017 Tundra. Love having no payments. I mean, there's two people in this world, the payment people, non-payment people. I'm a payment guy, unfortunately. But I'm jealous of you. Raptor says, hey there, dude. Hey there, Raptor. John says, aloha, Honolulu, Hawaii, 74 degrees. Little jealous of that. Little jealous of that, John. How you doing, buddy? Andrew says, would you consider getting a Capstone, or is it pro or bust? I consider everything. Capstone, high luxury like that, I'm good. 1794 is where I would max out my luxury needs. Platinum I had, a lot of fun. This time I would go Western style. So it's not pro or bust. I still look around. I love the Limited. I'll be honest with you. I think they did a great job with the Limited this time. But even in the current generation, I've always been a huge supporter and fan of the Limited, because it's when you start jumping up into the luxury stuff, but you're not overdoing it. So it keeps the price where it needs to be. In the next generation, the Limited is going to be very optionable, we'll say. You don't have to get packages all the time this time around. You can kind of, you know, get individual stuff you want here or there. So I think that's a huge win with the Limited, and I think the Limited will be the big seller That's what everybody's going for. The Limited is the first trim you could start to get the hybrid. No hybrid in the SR5, so that will be a popular one. Not having a payment and having the 5.7 is what is really keeping me from buying a new Tundra. I hear that, buddy. And nowadays, you got to be careful with, you know, how you spend big money with everything going on in the world and stuff. A lot of people are, you know, kind of holding their wallet close to their chest. So it's going to be interesting the next year or two to see how the sales go with this new Tundra. I can't wait, that's for sure. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to call this live stream to a close because I got to go eat dinner and take another nap before I have to go to work tonight. But maybe we'll do another live stream this weekend. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you know when I put up a video and or a live stream. I will try to put up as many as I can the next few days, but it's going to be a work night for me, so make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Also, and you know how I end it every single time, a huge thank you to all the emergency service and military of this great country and Canada. We thank you so much for being a hero every single day and giving us all these freedoms, like having live streams about Toyota Tundra trucks. So thank you so much to all the folks behind me on the board and anyone out there who is emergency service or military. You are the best. We love you. Be safe. Be well. Check out all the videos. Check out the playlist. I thank you.